Welcome back guys to a new Cyberpunk video. It's time to take a closer look at all the new iconic weapons we got with update 2.0, and even some existing weapons have been dramatically changed. We even found a secret new arcade game, new cars, flying UAVs and much more. One of the coolest weapons you can find in update 2.0 is the Errata, which is a burning thermal katana. The place to get this weapon is near the Republic East fast travel point. It is actually in the same building where you also played the Disaster Piece mission, where you had to rescue Evelyn from the basement. You have to go all the way down to the second basement level until you reach the control room for the furnace. You cannot open the door, but you can actually run around it. Inside of the furnace you will find the Errata katana. You can even visit this location and collect the weapon after you've already played the mission. Which means you can take your level 50 save file, go here and get one of the coolest katanas in the game. Despite the absolute stunning look and the burning it applies to all your enemies, it doesn't really add something to your gameplay. It doesn't add any crazy movement or leaping, and it also doesn't add any damage. However, the burning and the looks will more than make up for it. I would actually have wished that there are mod slots on it, so I can further upgrade it with some more burning mods to further increase the burning chance, but the 30% burning chance on it is already really high, and I almost every time burned my enemies. There's also a new spot in the stash to place this katana on your wall, and it looks extremely cool on it. Another iconic knife that was added is the Nehan. The Nehan can be looted during the Heist mission when you loot Zaburo's body. So there's a high chance you might actually have to restart the game in order to get this weapon, but there's also a glitch which you can use to still get inside of Konpeki Plaza, and if you haven't looted his body, you might still be able to get it. This glitch is still working, and I will add a guide at the end of this video, because it is really important to go to this location. There's not only the new knife, but a lot of other stuff you might have also missed. The Nehan has 150% headshot damage and 10% bleeding chance, which is similar to other throwing knives. The look of the Nehan is actually really cool because it looks like a very short version of the Satori. If you are playing this mission or you manage to do the glitch to get here, you should also not forget to pick up the iguana egg. You can place this in your apartment and hatch a real living iguana out of it. Also, don't forget to pick up the other iconic weapons which already existed before patch 2.0, like the Kongo, which is lying in the bedroom, and of course the Satori, which you can still loot in the shopper at the rooftop. A full guide how to get back into Konpeki Plaza to get all these items will be added at the end. The behavior of Skippy and the whole quests related to it have also been changed. Before patch 2.0 it was not possible to complete the machine gun quest and also have Skippy in your stash, except if you created a duplicate version of Skippy and dropped it on the floor when you were at Regina. But after patch 2.0 you no longer have to do that. You can just gift Skippy to Regina, and Regina will call you back after a couple of days and actually give you a modified version back of Skippy. Even though this was funny, but he will no longer be in your stash and scream at you. Another weapon that has been completely changed is Sasquatch hammer. You might have already noticed that you have the hammer hanging in your stash if you kept it after playing the mission. And it has now been remodeled to be a real iconic weapon, so good call from everyone who kept this item. Everyone who missed it might actually have to start a new game because you can only collect it during the Sasquatch fight. Sasquatch hammer actually has insane stats. It has 75% armor penetration. And you will definitely need that, because it is literally the only way to beat Sasquatch after patch 2.0. Otherwise you will run out of ammo so quickly and you will never ever penetrate her armor. The Butcher's Cleaver is a new iconic melee weapon and also a new stash item. However, it can only be obtained during the quest Ma'ab 10 Pelen. In order to start this quest you have to call Mr. Hands and then drive down to Pacifica. The quest is located between Betty's Hotel and the Chapel fast travel point. More precisely, it is a butcher shop where you first met Placide. After you had the conversation with him, he will drop his cleaver which he used to cleave the chicken. You can now collect this in patch 2.0 and get a new iconic weapon and also a new stash item. Sadly, if you have a level 50 character, you cannot obtain this weapon, because the whole location is closed and you can no longer enter it. The Butcher's Cleaver has 25% armor penetration and a really high bleeding chance, and it slashes your enemies even faster when they start bleeding. And of course it looks really cool to have a bloody knife on your wall. The Prejudice is an existing iconic weapon that has been dramatically changed. Before patch 2.0 it was not possible to obtain this weapon outside of the ending quest, but now you can finally get this as a reward when completing the Rogue ending. The Prejudice also got exactly the same stats and the same ability as the Pride, which means it has over 420% headshot damage when you attack high threat or elite enemies, and it also gives you 100% critical damage. However, since it still is an assault rifle, it makes it not nearly as powerful powerful as the Pride. You will have a really hard time even killing enemies even if you filled out the reflex tree. If you compare that to the death in Texas, it is a day and night difference. The death in Texas has no problem slashing through all those enemies here in the ending, whereas the Prejudice doesn't even deal any damage if you didn't get the reflex finisher. It's a real shame that we can finally now use the Prejudice and even play Phantom Liberty with this weapon, but it is not even close to be as strong as its sister weapon, the Pride. We also got a crazy new car which you can obtain from a location in Northside. It is a tribute to Ken Block, which was a famous YouTuber and stunt driver who passed away earlier this year. It is actually looking really cool and one of my new favorite cars. Of course, it is also weaponized. There's also a mission connected to this car, so if you start a new game, this car is not missable. However, if you start with a level 50 character, you won't get a new quest for this item, so you have to actively go to this location to get it. The keys for this car can be found in a small chest under the pile of rubble nearby. I really like the handling and the drifting of this car. It is really extremely well balanced and I'm really looking forward to play the racing quest and the new car chases with it. One Easter egg that really surprised me is the new Arasaka Tower game, which is basically a third arcade game and it's in 3D. It almost looks exactly like the first 3D games, for example Doom, where you have the weapon in front of you just shooting enemy sprites. This is extremely cool and I really love the idea behind it. You even have Johnny Silverhand as a picture of your character at the bottom of your screen. You can play this game when you fast travel to the protein farm and you have to look for the small chapel nearby. It actually has a really interesting room. There are a lot of computer mainframes in the background and a very intriguing laptop in the middle that almost looks like it activates or controls something. It is rumored that when you beat this game you get a high score table with names such as Morgan Blackhand and other famous names out of the Cyberpunk universe, and it also might have to do something with the FF05B6 riddle. So maybe this is the room where we can activate something that has to do with this riddle. So I just want to spread this info, and if you beat it and something happens, then please let us know. Another extremely cool Easter egg in patch 2.0 is the flying trauma team UAV, which you can get for your apartment. In order to get this item you have to beat the high score in the Trauma Drama arcade game, but there's a very easy way to do that because you can simply do this with an AFK glitch. Once you reach the point where you have these two shoppers, you can just continue to press the fire button and use some tape on your controller until you reach the final score. Once you reach the needed 450,000, you just have to kill yourself and then let the timer tick down. It is really important that you don't quit the game, you have to let the timer run down, otherwise you won't get a high score. After that you will get a message that tells you to go to a website where you have to apply for Trauma Team. However, this website is not available on every PC, so you have to check out different apartments until you find this website. Once you have applied and you successfully uploaded all your personal data into the internet, you simply have to go to the medical center in Watson. There's a chest with 2 Trauma Team guys waiting for you. Just place your hand on the scanner to access the chest, and inside you will find the UAV and a new Trauma Team outfit, which looks extremely cool when you wear it. The UAV can be placed in your apartment and can be used whenever you feel so. However, you can't do much more with it than watching it flying around or making a YouTube video about it. But now I will add you the glitch how to get into Konpeki Plaza. This glitch is still working in patch 2.0 and you can do it exactly the same as before. With this you can get the Nehan and all the weapons you may have missed in your first visit. Just park your car on the highway overpass and then double jump on top of the wall to get inside the compound of Konpeki Plaza. The next difficult thing you have to break through is the front door of Konpeki Plaza. For that you have to summon one of your cars. I recommend to get the Porsche and park it in front of the door. Then you simply have to jump on top of your car and crouch between the car and the door. That will make the door glitch open if you park your car in the right distance to the door. If it doesn't work immediately, you have to change the position of your car just slightly closer or farther away from the door. Then just turn around, enter the lobby and go to the far right elevator on the map. Ride the elevator to the highest floor and then simply backtrack all the way where you killed all those enemies together with Jackie until you reach an area with that tree. That is very close to the area where you actually started after jumping down the roof. But in this case, you have to jump on top of the tree and then double jump on the roof. When you do that during daytime, you will be actually blinded, so I really recommend to switch to nighttime for doing the next jumps. The jump from the pipes to the glass panel is probably the most difficult one, but it can be done with a double jump. Another very difficult jump is on top of that ledge, and this is actually the ledge where you jump down. You can now easily get inside, collect the Satori from the roof, or even collect the iguana egg in case you missed it. I hope you really liked this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, leave me a like, and see you next time.